Hi mga sisters! Kumusta kayo dyan? Nandito na naman tayo sa Cess Talks. Sa mga bago nating viewers, welcome po sa Cess Talks. My name is Cess. Okay, so chill lang tayong lahat. Kailangan lagi tayong happy. Kahit na may mga tao sa paligid natin na hindi natin matikang ugali. Today we are going to continue discussing how to handle people we can't stand. In my previous video, which I pasted the link in the description box, I identified some of the characteristics of emotional vampires. Paalala ko lang po na hindi lahat ng characteristics ay matatagpuan sa isang tao lang. Each of them is unique. And dun po sa mga hindi nakapanood ng video na yun, let me explain a little what emotional vampire is. An emotional vampire is an energy sucker. Kumbaga, dinidrain nila ang energy ng isang tao dahil sa kanilang kakaibang ugali at or behavior. So, yung tao na stress siya or nape-pressure siya sa ugaling ito, kaya nadidrain ang kanyang energy. So, that's why we call them emotional vampire. Ngayon, ang tanong, paano ba nahuhulog sa bitag ng emotional vampire ang isang tao nang hindi niya namamalayan? Ang sagot po dyan, they use hypnosis. Marunong silang mag-hypnotize. Pero hindi po yung ganitong klase ng hypnosis.
Close your eyes.
Emotional vampire has the ability to hypnotize a person doing some techniques. And for your information po, hindi nila yun pinag-aralan. Hindi sila nag-training para matutong mag-hypnotize. Emotional vampires act instinctively. They do things instinctively because they know that it works. Did I tell you before? Some of them are really smart and talented. And what are those techniques? I'll give you examples. 1. Setting a trap.
And then scam on some poor innocent girl right in front of us. She's not interested. Do you want to have sex with him? No, thank you. So you can go shave your back now. Bye, Jason.
So, there is Lindsay Lohan, and her name there is Katie. She is a new student in the campus. She is a transferee. And that blonde girl is named Regina in the movie. Regina is the emotional vampire. Regina is the queen bee in the campus. Everybody bows before her. Kita niyo naman, she's pretty, she's glamorous, she's the most popular in the campus because she's the hottest girl in the campus. So what happened in that scene? Regina was able to set a trap on Katie by giving her a favor instinctively. Nagawa niya ng pabor si Katie nang hindi hinihingi ni Katie. Right? And that gave way to the next technique. Isolating Katie.
Wait. Sit down. Seriously, sit down. Why don't I know you?
So there. Nung in-invite niya si Katie to sit with them, she was successful in isolating Katie from the rest of the group, from the rest of the crowd. And since Katie received a favor from her, hindi na siya nakatanggi pa. Now watch this next clip.
I used to be homeschooled. Wait, what? So you've actually never been to a real school before? Shut up!
Eve shows interest to Katie by asking questions and telling things. And at the same time, natuklasan niya kung ano yung weakness ni Katie. And what's that? That Katie had never attended school. So, naisip ni Regina na Katie is vulnerable. madali siyang maimpluwensyahan because hindi siya sanay makipag-socialize. Now, but why is Regina interested to Katie? Because Katie is pretty. Remember that Regina is the hottest girl in the campus. And then, nakita niya that Katie is pretty. So, naisip niya that Katie is a threat to her.
You're like really pretty. Thank you. So you agree? What? You think you're really pretty?
And when she told Katie that she's pretty, hindi nag-no si Katie. That means she somewhat admitted that she's pretty, and therefore Regina realizes that Katie is not an insecure person. So, lalo siyang threat sa kanyang popularity. What else? She will have probably problem manipulating Katie. Baka hindi siya matulad sa ibang mga students sa campus. That's why what's going to happen next is another technique. Distraction of Katie's attention. Watch this.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh, my mom made it for me. It's adorable.
Regina continued doing her hypnosis to Katie by using verbal hypnosis. She kept on praising and flattering Katie. And if you were more observant, mapapansin sa facial expression ni Regina that she is insincere dun sa mga sinasabi niya. Lalo na dun sa kanyang mata. Yung expression ng mata niya, makikita mo yung feeling niya that she's victorious. Na nakuha niya na or nahulog na sa bitag niya si Katie.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal.
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow.
In that scene, lumabas na ang pangil ni Regina. She pretended that she is inviting Katie to join their group. But actually, she's telling Katie, right? And Katie was already hypnotized and was obviously confused, didn't even have the chance to reject her invitation. Kasi fluttered na nga siya. So, she was not able to think anymore. Hindi na siya nakano. Ano-ano ba ang pinagdadaanan ng tao na nahihypnotize? Una, meron agad rapport. There is instant rapport. Just like what happened to Katie and Regina, hindi naman sila totally magkakilala. Pero parang vibes na agad sila. Right? Parang okay na agad sila. And then next, parang hindi ka kaagad makahindi. Or medyo sumasalungat ka sa nakasanayan mo na. For example, kung dati-dati naman snub ka, pero hindi mo siya masnub, or hindi ka naman talaga nakikipag-usap sa stranger, pero hindi mo maiwasang kausapin siya. Or what? Normally naman, hindi ka basta nag-yes or nag-join sa group, pero hindi ka makatanggi. So, you are deviating from your standard. And then, what? Mararamdaman mo na nahuhulog ang loob mo sa kanya. You know, you're admiring the person. Somehow. Siguro dahil sa mga sinasabi niya na magaganda tungkol sa'yo at sa mga pinakita niyang parang kagandahang ugali, you know, or sa pagiging smart ng tao. So, hinahangaan mo agad siya.
The weird thing about hanging out with Regina was that I could hate her, and at the same time, I still wanted her to like me.
And then, hindi ka magiging objective sa iyong decision. For example, in the case of Katie and Regina, tinanggap ni Katie yung friendship na inaalok nila Regina sa kanya without even thinking or finding out the background of this group or the background of Regina. Meron naman siyang resources kung tutuusin mo because everybody knows them, right? Pwede namang magtanong muna siya, alamin muna niya kung Gaano ba katotoo itong mga tao na to? Anong personalidad meron sila? And then lastly, confusion. You won't be able to think well. Actually, hindi ka na makapag-isip. Your mind isn't functioning well anymore. So those are the signs that you are under spell. So now, what if you're already close or with an emotional vampire? How are you going to handle them? Una, klaruhin mo sa sarili mo kung ano ang gusto mo. Okay, when the person asks you to do something or asks you for something, kung gusto mo ibigay, ibigay mo. Kung ayaw mo, then huwag. And kapag may sinabi sila sa iyo and you're in doubt, check if she's telling the truth or not. Verify from other people maybe. And if you're up to something, if you're up to adventure, check for your own safety, not hers or his. Kasi they like its excitement. So risk is not a problem to them. They don't worry about risk. It's your safety that you have to be worried about. Maging observant ka sa behavior niya, hindi dun sa sinasabi niya. Remember, an emotional vampire can hypnotize you. Kung may ginawa siya na mali, for example, and he or she is making excuses, don't listen to his excuses. Observe the person's behavior. Now, if you're having trouble with her, you have to pick your battles. Tatandaan mo na hindi sila nakakaramdam ng guilt. They don't feel guilty about their the mistake that they did or the wrong that they did. So, dapat handa ka. Handa ka at planuhin mo kung kailan mo gusto makipagsagupaan sa kanya. Because the more you are vehement, the more your feeling is intense, habang nagigigil ka, doon sila mas nag-enjoy. Doon sila mas nagiging fierce. Do not bluff the person because he will know. He will know or she will know if you're bluffing. Kung nagtatantrum siya, nag-freak out siya, hayaan mo lang siya. Huwag kang umimik. Be silent. Pag hindi ka umimik, kapag boring ka na, usa ka niyang iiwan. What else? Know your limits. Emotional vampires, they don't know when to stop. Especially in the height of excitement. So, kung hindi ka ganon, then you better stop. Huwag mong ipilit sa sarili mo na gawin yung mga ginagawa nila. Because hindi sila makakaramdam ng regret kapag nag-fail or, natalo sila. When they offer you something good and it's too good to be true, then that's the truth. It's too good to be true. They are like scammers or spammers na nagsiset ng limit, when they're offering something, and if they set limit to their offer, they are just putting pressure. Pinipressure ka para i-grab mo, para hindi ka na mag-isip pa. So watch out. Okay, so granted na na-hypnotize ka na niya, nahulog na ang loob mo sa kanya, naging kaibigan mo na siya. But then she started to become a pain in the neck. Anong dapat mong gawin? Well, you have to decide once and for all if you're going to stay or not. If you decide to just leave, tatandaan mo na hindi nakakaramdam ng guilt ng emotional vampire. So, if you decide to, to come back and apologize and blame her or him for you leaving, hindi nila yon tatanggapin. Hindi nila tatanggapin ang kasalanan nila. Why lumayo ka? Or maybe hindi ka niya natanggapin sa buhay niya because you started to become boring. And the other decision is to stay. Pwede ka naman talaga magstay sa kanya as friend or what. But you have to be always ready for the signs of hypnosis. Pero kung may hihingin siya sa'yo na hindi mo gustong ibigay or hindi ka willing ibigay, you know what to do. Watch out for the signs of hypnosis. Emotional vampires are also human beings. Hindi naman tayo kailangang matakot sa kanila or magalit sa kanila. We just have to be aware of their behavior para maprotektahan din natin ang sarili natin sa kanila. So, you just have to understand. Remember that you cannot teach them or tell them to change because hindi naman sila naniniwala na there's something wrong with them or with their attitude. So, if you want to stick to an emotional vampire, you have to be patient. You have to learn to understand. Try not to battle, but then also, huwag mong hayaan na tapak-tapakan ka niya. Thanks so much mga sisters for listening, for watching, and magkita-kita po ulit tayo next video. And yeah, subscribe and click the bell button para mas madali niyong makita ang mga videos ko. If you have questions or comments, leave it in the comment box. Sasagutin ko po. Thank you very much and until next time. Stay safe. God bless.